Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
What? Grand Rising. There we go. Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to welcome you to a fantastic Friday. Really excited for this Friday as we open up the month of March, y'all. First day of March. And today I have Altovise Haskin in the building. We're going to be talking about all things Bél Ren by Altovise, an amazing natural hair care line. She's going to be telling us all the great deets about that. And later on in the show, I get to check back in with my brother, Faraji Blakeney, now co-executive director of Yoga Behind Bars. He and I are going to be talking about all things that he is bringing to that role and the passion that he's had for this amazing form of lifestyle when it comes to yoga that he's been bringing to the community. So I'm so excited that he's also here. Of course, you know it is the top of the show, y'all. So it's the perfect time for you to participate with us. Go ahead and tag and share this stream with folks who you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on The Day with Trae. If you can't watch our TV show, we still have you covered. Believe it or not, you can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. You'll find me on whichever platform is your favorite. Go ahead and search for us and you'll find us there. Well, y'all, I'm really excited because up next, we got Altovise Haskin in the building. I'm going to be learning alongside all of you about the story behind Bél Ren by Altovise and how she is the co-founder and president and CEO of this amazing company. Welcome, Altovise. How are you?
Thank you. It's good to see you, Trae.
Yeah, you too. This is exciting because every time we have folks on that have some amazing products, I love to dive in and get some of that backstory. But I also get to say that you're part of the Seattle Wellness Collective. And so your products are also part of, this amazing collective of folks who are bringing health and wellness and obviously natural products to the community. So kudos to you for that, for joining that effort. Tell us a bit more about this background story. What got you to start Bél Ren?
Well, the genesis of Bél Ren came from when my mom and I went natural in 2009 and 2010, respectively. That was still early on in the early aughts of the natural hair movement. So much of it was still being learned by a lot of us, and we didn't really have anyone around us that was knowing much about it. So we were online in the forums and YouTube. My mom was researching and studying and reverse engineering products to figure out what worked for us. So she started making products for us and the family. And for the past 12, 13 years, she's been doing that. And in 2016, I asked if I could make this into a business. She agreed. So we've spent since 2016 building it, and we officially opened for business last March. So our anniversary is actually March 2nd.
Wow. So you're celebrating a year tomorrow. This is exciting too, because I think there's so much space in the hair care field and in product line for folks to really bring out these different types of ingredients, the collection of ingredients to really share with folks some different ways to really care for their hair or their skin. Tell us more about some of the things that y'all really found that were working well over the course of developing the product line.
So one thing we noticed is that with our family members, we noticed the certain problems that we were having. Like mom has eczema. I have dandruff. There's some people in the family that have certain issues like that. So we were trying to figure out what ingredients specifically were working for that. One of the products we have has hibiscus in it. We went through a few iterations to see what would work well with that because hibiscus has its certain properties.
All right, y'all, we're having a technical issue. We'll be right back right now.
She can't be real.
You looking to make some money tonight?
Daughter, come help me with dinner.
Yes, Mommy.
So I told her. Hey, hey.
You are not the first or the only. There is a lineage you're inheriting. We are the blessed ones. The blessing.
Listen.
Right.
Something's great.
God, it smells so good.
I'm ready, because you know I made it.
Auntie, you made the greens.
Any longer on me.
Here we are.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. Altovise, you were explaining that y'all went through some different levels of incorporating hibiscus, and hibiscus then helps with which area that y'all were experiencing as a family.
So one of the things that a lot of us were experiencing was dry scalp. Hibiscus has antifungal properties, but it's also antimicrobial. So when you're putting that onto your skin and your scalp, it helps heal it, but it also helps allow the good oils and the good sebum to come into your scalp and your hair. So it was one of the things that we went through. We went through so many different ingredients. Let's try aloe. Let's try ginger. Let's try these things. So we wanted to not put everything into one product. So that's why each product has a certain highlight in it.
Yeah. Well, it's clear that y'all really have done a tremendous amount of research, and really some of that is you trial and error, right? And so I'm sure there's some ingredients that didn't make the cut based on what y'all were experiencing. So tell us more about how folks have been receiving these products. What kind of comments and responses have you heard from customers?
Well, we've gotten overwhelmingly positive feedback. Any of the constructive feedback has been for people to tell us like, hey, I would like to see more of this, or we love this product. Can you add a little bit of something? So I think what we've been seeing is a lot of people just appreciating what we're bringing, and they really seem to do what people need them to do. And I'm really glad about that because we worked really hard on it, and we used our family as our test subjects for a long time to see if things work really well with all different skin and hair types.
Yeah, that's important too, because I think sometimes, you want to get things right, but you also wanted to work on a wide variety of customers. So love hearing that you were thinking about different hair types as well and different skin types. Now you got to tell us more about these products we have before us. Please let us know what we're looking at.
So I have the full product line here. We have 6 products. We started with 4 and then we expanded to 6 now, and it's going to be it's for moisture retention and length retention. Those are the main keys because the health of that at the beginning. So the first item I have here is the aloe and avocado conditioning milk. This is a leave-in. It's more like a cream conditioner, the kind that you use like for styling, that kind of thing. It's got vegetable glycerin, which is a humectant. It draws the moisture in, and that's one of the key ingredients in there because it's so different from a lot of other cream moisturizers. We have the beard balm. It's got beeswax, arrowroot powder. It allows things to absorb into the skin more because a lot of beard balms are more towards the hair, but this has vitamin E oil as well, so it's caring for your skin while also making your beard really nice and full, and you won't be greasy. We have the shea butter, the whipped shea butter, and the whipped mango butter. The mango butter was the first product that we ever made. The mango butter is the first thing when back in 2011, when my mom first started, we started with this. And so these 2 products together are more for if you're doing twists or braids, or if you're having a dry spot maybe on your skin, that's one of the things that's used best for. We have the rosemary moisture mist. This is my favorite thing that we have. This is my personal favorite because I'm a low maintenance person, and this is really great moisture because rosemary, a lot of people know rose and rosemary, they both have really good healing properties, but rose water has good antimicrobial properties, so it's really good for the health. And lastly, we have the hibiscus nourishing oil. So there's rosemary, hibiscus, tea tree. Tea tree is helpful to be more of like that tingly feeling, rosemary tingly. So a lot of people are seeing those rosemary oils that are like wild growth and things like that. Rosemary is excellent for that, but also hibiscus increases blood flow. So it's working with the rosemary double time to make sure your hair is fuller. So all of these things together can be used on their own. We do have a quiz on the website that you can determine what you actually need for your hair type. So if you don't need everything, the website will be able to direct you on what will help you the most.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, when you were talking about dry scalp, what product do I need to be looking for if I'm dealing with that?
Specifically dry scalp, the mango butter,
Mm.
because the tea tree and those other essential oils in there are really, really good for helping cleanse and heal the scalp for that. And so I don't know if you've ever had that little minty feeling on your scalp. That's kind of what you get a little bit with that. And you kind of smell the peppermint a little bit as well. So that would be great because that's what I use when I'm retwisting my hair. That's what I'm putting in. So that's a really good one for that.
Well, see, this is really exciting, Altovise. I'm so grateful that you brought these products here today. And I also want to just quickly, before I let you go, talk a bit about you being connected to the Seattle Wellness Collective. How is that kind of collaborative space with all of y'all who are doing amazing things in the health and wellness field? How has that been for you to connect with others?
Thank you so much for that question. I have really appreciated the space that we created together in the Seattle Wellness Collective. I feel very welcomed in that space, and all of us, we bring our own special thing to the group. We learn together, we share resources, we provide services to the community, we join hands in doing events. So there's so much growth and there's so much well-rounded positive energy that we have there. We're getting so much benefit. I get more benefit than just networking. It's community as well. And that's one of the things that really, really important to me. So I'm really happy to be able to do that and expanding my network as well.
Yeah. You know, as we've heard from others that are in the Seattle Wellness Collective, it is such a unique space and so desired by so many. As you thought about kind of doing things in silos, this really opens up the door for you to see and meet others and build relationship with others who are like-minded, right? Who are really looking forward to, you know, doing similar work in their own specialty. So thank you for bringing, I didn't even know that hair care was a part of that. And so it's great that you are here. Of course, if folks do want to get to that website, if they want to do this, you know, survey and understand what products they need to benefit themselves the most, look right there in that camera. Let folks know how they connect.
So if you would like to take the quiz for seeing what products work best for you, you can go to BélRen by Altovise.com. That's BélRenbyAltovise.com.
All right. Altovise, thanks so much for being here today. This is beautiful. I can't wait to try some of the products.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Y'all, it's always a pure pleasure to uplift some of the amazing folks here in our community that are doing great things. Shout out to Altovise and all the work there. Make sure you hit that website up. And of course, up next, I get to continue this because Faraji Blakeney is in the building. My brother's going to be talking all things yoga behind bars. I'm so excited that he is here. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Africatown Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africatown Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africatown Plaza is a love letter to the community.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Imani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on client, discussing their fields, and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Imani here. I'll see you guys in a few.
Seattle Opera presents X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X. The story of one of the most misunderstood figures in U.S. history comes to McCall Hall for an exceptional night at the opera. Pulitzer Prize-winning composer Anthony Davis produces an American classic with influences from classical music, jazz, pop, blues, and more. Don't miss X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X, February 24th through March 9th at McCall Hall. Details at seattleopera.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is my brother, Faraji. What's up, Faraji?
What's up, Trae?
Good to see you again.
It's always good to see you.
Well, you were bringing us some amazing wellness tips early on in our season, and I'm so grateful that you are back now to share some exciting news. And I want to dive right into it because this is something we really get to celebrate during this time. You know, you came out and you really got your feet on the ground quickly with connecting with community and bringing your knowledge of yoga to so many folks. And now you get to be the co-executive director of this phenomenal organization. First time that they're really having Black leadership. Please tell us more about this journey, brother.
Yes. I recall coming here and sharing with you my passion about destigmatizing what yoga looked like for Black males, Black bodies, Black community. And now as we move into this 2024 season, spring is coming, and I'm springing into the rising co-executive director role. I still have some professional development to do because of 14 years with Arrested Development to the oppressive carceral setting. And I've been supported. I've been supported by community and Yoga Behind Bars, the Black Prisoners Caucus. And so now I'm at this precipice, and it's really just a floor for me because there's no ceilings for Black leadership in the community, and for these youth that I'm steadily going to schools and penitentiaries, talking to, going into the women's prison on Mondays, teaching yoga there. Yoga is a lifestyle choice for me. And Yoga Behind Bars had the perfect container for me to grow and develop this leadership. And now co-executive director, that's just a spacesuit. I'm a community member. I engage the community. So I'm here with you, Converge Media, because y'all, before I had any of these titles, y'all welcomed me in and said your voice is powerful, your story is important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that just warms my heart, to be honest with you. I mean, I really am dubbing this Feel Good Friday because your story is one that needs to be told everywhere, brother. And the truth of the matter is I love being able to have a platform that is owned by a Black media company. You know, the fact that we are here to really uplift stories like yours is so key. When you think about some of those high points that you've been able to experience through this journey of being a leader in community and really, again, destigmatizing yoga for others, tell us about some of those things that have really hit home for you.
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes up for me as you ask that question is that I didn't know how much power I had. Power had been stripping from me in so many different ways. So many different systems said I wasn't powerful, I was powerless. And so having a conversation with my counterpart, my co-executive director, Gabby, about, hey, you have power and people will bestow and infer and do different things. I had to take a step back and really assess, how am I stepping in these spaces? Am I stepping in them as a person that has all this incarcerated experience, or am I stepping in a powerful liberated role? And talking with Dr. Maxine Mims, she said, find one word for the year and use that word for your anchor, and it has been liberation. So that's what comes up for me thinking about in 2023, Yoga Behind Bars did over 400 yoga classes behind bars coming out of a pandemic. That's about 16 classes weekly at 9 different facilities. And we're still trying to build the proper support around staff and volunteers. So it's not just going in teaching yoga. It's not your regular yoga studio. You're dealing with complex vulnerabilities, people experiencing oppression in real time, and then coming back home on your ride home and having to unpack that. Do you have someone to debrief with? So all this intentionality in the work that we're doing, because we know trauma-informed yoga is not performative yoga. This is yoga that's going to help you learn how to not react, but be aware of what's going on in your vessel, because a lot of things are plaguing us. A lot of things are rupturing our nervous systems, and we've been desensitized to what normalcy is. So when you're not resting at night, when 4 hours of sleep feels normal, when you wake up and your jaw is still tight from grinding your teeth all night, it's because we are operating out of a nervous system that has been dysregulated for so long that it's normal. And I think another highlight is yoga beyond bars. Like, in my heart, I'm an abolitionist. I don't want there to be bars for yoga to be doing, people doing yoga behind the bars. I don't want there to be any bars to do them. And so as I joined this partnership with Gabby Oglesby, we're really saying, hey, we didn't get any funding for Yoga Beyond Bars. We knew this was a need for reintegrating individuals. Like reentry, we don't want to re-enter into anything that we were in prior to incarceration. We have to reintegrate into what life is. And if you don't have a regenerative life skill, as in yoga, mindfulness, Tai Chi, whatever, the brother Haru's doing great work. There's a lot of individuals doing great work about wellness, but are you well as an organization? Are you well as a community? And that starts with us. But if the lifestyle choice isn't there, then we'll work, override, get caught up in capitalistic cannibalism, eating each other for the next grant or funding opportunity, when the support is within the community the whole time.
Yeah, this is a really important point that really doesn't get enough attention, to be honest with you. Not only is it about, us dealing with the nervous system, and I think the combination of that and societal norms, they call it, right? That we have, constructs that we have now deemed and dubbed as normalcy. Normalcy gets to be what we really make it. And I work to explain that to my sons because I think it's so key. But there's also so many elements that you've been able to grasp a hold of within yourself in terms of that internal power that now you get to bring to leadership. Tell us about, the importance of leadership in how you're going to take on this role and now really guide Yoga Beyond Bars to do some of the work that you're really excited for to bring out to community.
Well, I think the synergistic approach of collective work and responsibility, I am calling on the community that sees me, speaks to me, says I'm a leader, said I impact them so much, to really get behind the push of Yoga Behind Bars, because we're short-staffed. We're operating at max capacity with short staff. COVID's whole landscape of COVID changed the dynamic of programming for incarcerated folks, but it also changed our dynamics as individuals. And there's been a new norm of virtual everything. Oh, send some money, show up in community. If you want to give some money, show up in community, because you saying, how did I go inside, grab this power, and now exemplify that in my leadership? I'm showing up. I'm showing up even when I'm 1 out of 9. I can look in your eyes and see that I'm enough at 1 out of 9. So you're enough, however you are. And the advocacy, the self-advocacy about not being well and what it takes in order to be well has to be a conversation that can be had. You call me and say how I'm doing, I say I'm not well, and then it's like, oh well. Like, where's the intention behind our wellness? So I think just stepping into this role as a human first, as a community agent, and being supported to speak up. Sometimes it doesn't feel comfortable. Sometimes it doesn't feel safe to speak up when we have structures that are hierarchical in nature, paternal in nature, all these other things that others, my unique individuality. So at Yoga Behind Bars, They're holding that space. When I teach at the community classes, I've been teaching every Saturday at Evergreen, and that's been reparative and reconciling for me in a community that I went through a lot of foster care and a lot of homelessness, a lot of trauma. I'm now a beacon in that community, bringing wellness and bringing poetry, bringing my sound bowls and showing up. And so even when I didn't have anybody showing up for me, I'm showing up for community so that others can see by my example that this is what it looks like. You want to make a difference, be seen being different.
Yeah. I mean, be seen being different. Wow. I mean, you always drop so many knowledgeable bombs when you come here, because almost all of those nodes we could take and do a whole 30-minute hour special on, right? But the idea that I think so much of leadership is stepping up to the requirement that it takes to be a leader and to be able to speak to what we know as positional power and really transform it in a way that changes the scope for others moving forward. So I'm really grateful that you're in this position, because I now understand the full scope of what you get to bring to the role, but then what the organization is going to benefit from all of your knowledge, your lived experience, to bring it to this level of leadership. And when you call on the community, I mean, this is key. We talk about caring for each other. You know, we talk about self-care. We talk about a lot of different things, but what does it look like in practice? And how do we essentially normalize that? Because I still think that we're on a pathway to do so. And I don't know that we're there yet. People talk to me a lot about, you do so much. How are you caring for yourself? Well, I'm grateful that I have practices in my life that are firmaments in my world, right? That keep me grounded. My meditation is a huge part of my wellness, right? And so it allows me to have the energy to be there and to show up in the ways that I do, right? There are obviously, yoga for you is one of those things that allows you to have that energy, and you're taking that understanding to all of these folks that you're touching. How are you responding to the reaction that they're getting because of your connection to them as you bring these important elements into their lives, brother?
I think my body responds in multiple ways to holding space as a steward of yoga and not necessarily a teacher. I come in and say, I'm just stewarding this. I'm a student of this present moment. So I'm willing to learn with you right now how to be aware. Not the best downward dog, not the best supine twist. There's no best in it. Trauma informed is really giving agency to what your awareness is. So verbalizing that is one thing. Having the feeling in my body is another thing. And understanding it with my mind is a whole nother thing. So when you ask this question, there's complexities to it, because I come in really open, really say, let me set my mind to the side. And then my heart opens. And then I speak and I ask people to check in. We always do a check-in and a check-out. This is trauma-informed practices. You forecast what individuals are going to experience. So as that happens, I'm getting so much information. This is outside of the books that was taught to me in school. This is a channeling. And so when people are having these sessions with me, they're not actually just getting Faraji, they're getting all the ancestral knowledge from me and us in circle. Because what I do know and I experience every time is the collective wisdom is the knowledge that is providing for all of us. So when somebody checks in and say, I'm not doing well, I'm not complete. When somebody else says, hey, I'm experiencing extreme joy and grief. It doesn't have to be one or the other. We have so many expressions, so many experiences that we can't quantify them, but the space of a sacred circle holds them. And it's reflective. So yoga is asanas. That's what the West thinks, stretches and poses. But yoga is also you just breathing with me. Yoga is also you reflecting on your day and reflecting on how you showed up. Yoga is also not thinking harmful thoughts of the next person. Sometimes I have to be in my car and stick my tongue to the right and my eyes to the left just to get my brain back on track. So my personal practice is benefiting from being a student of the present moment in community.
You're phenomenal. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for stepping into this role of leadership. Of course, as you made this call on community, I want to give you some time and space to really look right there, let folks know why they need to be volunteering and supporting Yoga Behind Bars and how they do so.
Thank you, Trae. So once again, I'm Faraji Blakeney, Yoga Behind Bars, Rising Co-Executive Director. I'm asking you from the centermost part of my being, come show up Sunday. If you want to, show up Sunday at the Boathouse, Mount Baker Boathouse, 11:30 to 2, free event. Just be seen in space. We're going to do a ceremony honoring leadership, Black leadership with me and Gabby. Also, I ask you to follow us on yogabehindbars.org, on the Instagram, on Facebook, and send us a message on how you would like to add value. Because what you find valuable, I find value in. I don't want to tell you what your value is. I'm just asking you to bring what you find valuable. And I thank you.
Faraji, thank you so much. It's always such a pleasure to hear from you, and congratulations on this role of leadership. I look forward to continuing to hear updates from you all over there and telling us how it's going. Man, this is always a home for you. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Trae.
Yeah. This is grounding, y'all. I mean, Faraji always does this, though, here in this space. If you could feel the energy, it is so real. The passion that he brings to the work that he is doing is so real. It's honorable. And of course, I get to wrap up all of this amazing inspiration from my guest today right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Africa Town Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africa Town Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africa Town Plaza is a love letter to the community.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Imani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on client discussing their fields and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Imani here. See you guys in a few.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Seattle Opera presents X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X. The story of one of the most misunderstood figures in U.S. history comes to McCall Hall for an exceptional night at the opera. Pulitzer Prize-winning composer Anthony Davis produces an American classic with influences from classical music, jazz, pop, blues, and more. Don't miss X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X, February 24th through March 9th at McCall Hall. Details at seattleopera.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to really thank my guests and thank you for watching today. You know, this is amazing to be able to spotlight business owners and leaders in our community who are doing great work and doing inspiring work. And I tell y'all all the time that I'm here and I'm as he said, I'm really shepherding these discussions. I'm just here as a steward, right? of media, but the truth of the matter is that I'm always blown away by what folks share. So huge shout out to Altovise Haskin for being here, and my brother Faraji for his dedication to bringing yoga out to the community and now stepping into this role of leadership. Both of them really shared with us some intimacy around how they got to where they are today. And I'm grateful that they were both here to give us some direct insight into their own journeys. But again, it creates opportunity for you to be inspired, y'all, because no matter what it is, you too can always be a part of the solution. Thank you for joining me this week, and we look forward to continuing March with you, starting with me on Monday at 11 a.m. And until then, y'all, peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.